Hi, Annabelle. How are you?
Hi, Luca. I'm good. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, me too. Same. So, today we are going to talk about a company that I'm going to sell and you're going to buy.
Right, Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi. And before that, I really want to understand the interests of both sides to clarify to make sure we're on the same page, and then we
Right.
discuss about evaluation, etc. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So maybe a little bit more information about myself. So I have started this company 30 years ago. You already know, and I'm very devoted to the company. But to be honest, like my body is, I'm getting old, so I really want to uh, focus on my family. I
Right.
got two teenagers in my house, and it's very energy consuming to take care of them. So I really want to transfer my attention to them instead of work. So
Right.
that's why we're having a discussion today. Yeah. And yeah, anything you want to ask or you want to add on your side to let me know better about you?
Um, yeah. So I completed my MBA 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I joined. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hagelent
Yeah.
Technology. Hagelent Technology,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just recently promoted to a team leader,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's very fast.
I love working here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to have a very fruitful discussion with you today.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know, is there anything else about your company that I should be aware of
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, sure. So about the company, I think the basic revenue history you must have. Just to add on to it, what is the key competence of the company? So there are two things that really important that distinguish us from others. One is the distribution networks we have. We have spent a lot of efforts on that, and it's totally different from what other competitors have.
How would you say it's different?
Yeah. So basically, let me read it to you. So it has generated so much value that we have several invitations to create subsidiary business just to leverage our distribution networks, and that will, yeah, if you have this kind of interest, that you can actually leverage to do that. As I mentioned, at this moment I want to move my focus to my life, so that's why I'm not doing it. But definitely you can see synergy on this. And the second one is the customer tailored innovation. So our products are very customer centric, and it has proven to work in. Yeah, so right now we have 30 local managers to manage this kind of products, and yeah, it's working very well, and compared to competitors, they believe that our portfolio is much better.
What do you think about those managers, the 30 of your managers that you have who are managing these?
What do you mean, like their capability, or?
Yes,
So maybe you know that we had a reorganization.
I'm not aware of that.
Oh, so actually before I really want to hand over a company in a very clean and healthy way. So we did a reorganization before several years, 1 year before. So this reorganization actually helped us to reduce a lot of headcounts, and right now the team is very lean, and it's very good people who can handle the work. So I can share with you some data about our reorganization. So right now, we can see it's the benefits of our organization is coming in. So before we have, it has achieved about 2.6% revenue growth in the past year, and we expect it to be even more. Like we will have 4 to 5 points growth because of this reorganization in the coming 1 year. Yeah, so that's
Because we are looking at making the organization more lean.
Mhm.
So
So you
I
mean
was just wondering how these managers are performing, these 30 managers that you're talking about.
so you mean you want to further cut these managers?
Yes, we would like to, because we would like have a more centralized team of 10 of our professional managers instead of these 30 managers.
So right now we already cut quite a lot of people. in the past 2 years. Yeah.
We're looking at that, like cutting off these 30 managers and introducing a centralized team of 10 of our professional managers, and also making the processes more automated, the admin processes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not doable. I think there is some feasibility to it, and you can, if you are going to take over, you want to further make the organization leaner, there must be some opportunity. But just from my side, I already finished one round of reorganization, and we already seeing the first year return is 2.6, and we expect 4 to 5 points in the second year. If you are going to push further, you might have more revenue growth and cost saving. Yeah, so that's the point. I think it's good that you have that in mind, and you can definitely move forward with that. Yeah. So so do you have more things you want to know about my company or our operation?
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you guys manage, or how do you deal with the global, how do you deal with the cheap imitations that are happening all around?
Cheap implementation?
Imitations of your products.
You mean
like smaller companies that are trying to imitate your products, and they have global competitors that are introducing cheaper versions of your products. How are you handling that so far?
So right now, our sales team, they have frequent conversations with the sales, with the clients, and they have unique local knowledge to understand and anticipate customer needs. So that's why we are able to, this kind of market intelligence allows us to make customized innovations in a way that competitors cannot easily replicate. So that's how we achieve it at this moment.
Okay.
So if you're moving to a central team, you need to make sure that they still have this kind of frequent conversations with our local competitors, with our local clients.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah. So from your side, let me understand what is your investment criteria in us? Like, for example, what do you care most about, cost or time or anything? Or terms?
So we really, I think I think the distribution networks would be of great interest to us, and we realize that the quality of your goods and services is really high.
So when you say the distribution network will be valuable to you, you mean you will use it to achieve other synergies with other operations?
In the sense?
In the sense, for example, you have other companies might share similar distribution network, you can cross sales, etc. Do you mean that, or?
No, we mean for us only, not other companies.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So like for your current operation?
Yes, for our current operations only.
So you can cross sales or?
Also, we are wondering a little about the brand name.
So you have concerns on our brand names?
Yeah, I wanted to have a discussion with you about it. What do you think about it being a little more global?
So right now we are a European firm, right? We're a European firm, you are an Asian firm. So I believe if you buy us, it's a good match. We have the local knowledge in our team. If you want to expand into Europe, it's definitely a plus to you. If you want to bring our products to Asia, I believe you have the network too.
Right.
So yeah, for globalization, I think it's a win-win solution.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you don't have our points to clarify, maybe we can move to the evaluation.
Yeah, we can move to the evaluation. Yeah.
So you want to use your? Shall we use same format or same Excel sheet to talk about it so that we
can start with your Excel sheet.
And I need to, it's on here. Yeah, so this is our my evaluation. So shall I go through the assumptions first? Or?
Yeah.
So first of all, you had similar format, right? You understand how it works. So basically, for we have two parts of the calculation. One is based on the current operation, revenue and cost, and then we come to EBITDA, and we use DCF to have value. And then the second one is we calculate the synergy of the distribution network. Yeah, and then also brand name, and adding up together, we have an evaluation.
What synergies are you talking about?
Synergies here, we only talk about the distribution channels.
What is the...
So do you want to go through...
Let's go through the assumptions.
Yeah, let's go through the beginning of from top down, and then so we can have a better picture. So for this historical data, I believe you have probably...
Is it the same? 92.5, 88.6, 90.3, 90.1, 91. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, so this is historical data, and then we expect a growth rate of 4.5 for next.
I think the growth rate that you've taken is a little high.
Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned, the market growth rate is about 4 to 5 points. That's why I use 4.5, and the reorganization, after the reorganization, we already see 2.6 immediate growth, and we believe in next year it will be even higher. So it's actually using the industry average is a very safe assumption. So do you have any inputs on growth rates? Or
the growth rate we have is 0.36%.
0.36. Can I understand why is it? Is it based on certain industry or?
Yes, we think that this is the growth standard of the industry currently.
So the reorganization, we estimate reorganization is going to be, but that's for...
Because we assume that we are going to be cutting down more and making it more lean because it's not lean enough right now. So ultimately, at this moment, the growth rate that we think is going to be just 0.3%, and 4% is really, really high.
So 0.3 is the industry you mentioned based on your...
No, 0.3 would be the revenue growth rate for you.
So the industry even lower than 1.3? Or?
Yes. So we expect this company to be doing better than the industry, but the rate that we're taking is 0.3.
But that's if you look at our past growth rate, actually it's not that low, and on top of that, we're expecting actually 4 to 5 points growth rate due to the reorganization. So I think 1.3 is really, really low. Consider we didn't do any optimization before. We already achieved that in last years.
What are your other assumptions?
Our assumption is just that normally our company grow at 2 to 3 points per year in our 6 markets.
So why have you taken 4%?
And then we expect that we are having a reorganization growth rates 4 to 5%, and I just take a middle point of this. So it's.
So can we take the lower end of the growth rate?
The growth. So we have two sets of data. The past it's about 2 to 3 points, and then the reorg we believe is going to fuel this growth, and this is the history.
Let's go with the historical data, because if we acquire you, the revenue and the growth is going to be changing as well, right? So let's stick to the historical data.
Historical data, but I believe the reorg is we need to include the reorg part of it too. I can go with the lower historical and so 4.5 actually is already not that. We are in our scenario. We are only adding about 2
What's
points,
the ultimate number that you're coming to?
4.5. So
No, what's your valuation of the company? What's the
this
DCF?
is about 100.
Sorry?
DCF is 62.
So how much do you expect from us? What do you want us to acquire you for?
Including brand and including synergy is 101.
That's so. What? How much do you value your brand at?
My brand valuation is 8.
I think there's like a double valuation because your brand is already generating revenues for you. So counting the brand as a separate valuation is not going to be. It's just double counting.
But this is based on just the operation. The brand value is a goodwill on top of that. So the brand is this is a money that
I actually got an external evaluator to value your brand.
Yeah.
The valuation that they've given is only about 1.5.
So right now we have an external buyer. They are willing to buy our brand at 8 million. So I think like there are two ways to do it. One is to look at how much people were willing to buy, or the other one is use
Also
some external.
for us paying that much for your brand, and especially because we are interested in the company, we got it done through external valuator. And for us, because we're going to be rebranding, because we want the name to be a little more global. So for us, paying that much for the brand is literally like paying it twice, because our revenues, we think it's already estimated within the revenues. And since I went to the external evaluator because we're really interested in pursuing this acquisition, they gave us a value of 1.5, and I can only go a little over that because we value this partnership.
I think we need to separate the two things. So there are two problems. One is that we need to agree on where is the brand value captured. Is it in the revenue and operating expense, like in the end leading to EBITDA, or it's a separate discussion? I think we need to align on that. That's the first thing. Second one, let's talk about the two ways of evaluation of brand. One is external,
and the value that I'm inclining towards is around 27.8.
That's a total
including your brand, yes.
20 something.
27 point something. 27.8, yeah. Including your brand value, which is taken at 1.5.
Are you expecting to take whole 100% of our company, or just some
100%.
share at a 20 million?
27.8.
So it basically means 2 years of our EBITDA. So you buy our company at 2 million, and each year we're generating like 12 to 15 EBITDA. So basically 2 years you pay back.
27.8.
27.8. If you look at our EBITDA, like you can pay back in 3 years. That's a very.
Where is your EBITDA?
So EBITDA in the past few
according
years,
to us, your EBITDA is for year 1 is 4.4, year plus year 2 4.4.
You mean free cash flow EBIT or EBITDA?
Sorry, EBITDA is 7.8.
Yeah, 7.8. So 27
For
means
you,
like
it's
in 4
11.9.
years.
Yeah. So
7.8 is past year. It's a current year, and year plus 1 is our
year
estimate.
plus 1 is 7.8. Year plus 2 is 7.7.
So you're basically dropping our EBITDA, because if you look at current year, we already have 7.8 EBITDA current year.
I don't know how you have a value of 100 point something, because this is the final, like this is what I'm supposed to be. This is the maximum I can do.
Yeah, but this is way lower than.
Clearly, we need to discuss something else, because this is.
Do you want me to look at your, or you have numbers to share or anything?
This is what I told you. I think the growth rate is the problem, and the WACC that we've taken is 11%.
The market WACC it's about 9.2. That's what I get, and yeah. Let me think. So we can do two things. We can do two things, like
More.
two methods. One is just to clarify every assumption of this. The second one is just to reach agreement on the fair value. Like, is there a common ground that we can align on the fair value?
What would be the fair value according to you?
So the fair value, what I can adjust might be on the WACC, and also the share of synergies. On the WACC, actually, I put on. So maybe on the revenue and also on the synergy.
Can you tell me a number that you can come down to?
Let me try. I cannot type in anything. I believe the number will be around like 90. 90. It's just
the max I can go to is 28 point 20 28.9. That's all. Like, that's, then I have to walk away. Like, I'm literally walking away now.
yeah. So do we have other alternatives to talk? Like, for example, if you are very tight on cash now or anything like that, then we can talk about by batch or.
This is the value. That's it. I'm supposed to be getting it lower down, but since yours is like 100, like.
Yeah, that's why I'm very surprised, and I want to understand if you want to take 100% of the stakes, and if not, then I think
it's 100% of the stake, 100% of the company, and.
Yeah, then I think we cannot reach any
Yeah, I guess.
alignment.
Yeah, we can't.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. This is like